Right, there we go. So, good morning, TikTok. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. It's David. Hope everyone's doing well. If you've got questions, you want to put them in the chat, pop them in the chat. I do keep meaning to do more stuff on the lives, but truly, we at the moment we've got so many people that are coming in to work with us that it's just jam-packed. So I just wanted to jump on it for 15 minutes. I thought if I can get in the habit of jumping on and doing lives, it does make a big difference. I'm going to talk about a couple of things today. We've got 15 minutes before I've got a client call. So I thought let's make the most of it and talk about some specifics so you can actually help. Good morning, Capital Construction Essex. Hello, Studio Peekaboo. Hey, Anthony. Good to see you. Hey, Label Escapes. Good morning. Good to see everyone here. Retro King, Ash, good morning. Sparky, good morning. Lewis, good morning. YouTube, all you mob. I can't see who's here on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn because we're doing this on StreamYard, and I never really know how it works. So, what I want to talk about a little bit today. What are some of the main areas that we're seeing that people are struggling with, and trying to give you a little bit of insight into what you can potentially start actioning within your business to actually move things forward. And I want to give you some takeaways that we've just had from a masterclass that we done was it Tuesday, Monday, somewhere around there. And the whole goal behind that masterclass was to talk to people and help people sort of get a better understanding of where they are now, what the problem that they've got are, and why things aren't necessarily moving forward. And I'll break this down for you guys in the simplest possible way, just to make life easier. Morning, Matt. If you think about with your business, there is a framework that you are using and there is a pattern that you are using, even if you are not consciously aware of it. Now, it doesn't mean that the pattern you're using works. It doesn't mean it's the most effective way of doing things. And we want to be at the stage that we're understanding what are our current patterns and what changes can be made to improve those patterns to become more effective. And this is where you get, I'm going to put that there just because otherwise I'm looking too far around the cameras. So when you're looking into the habits, the patterns, the structures of what you're doing within your business now, you have to realize they're either helping you or they're hindering you. Now, one of the big things that we did, and we did it on the board the other day, was breaking down. Let's say, for example, you are in the stage that you do a 2-stage close. So you've got appointment setting, and then you've got the actual sales call. You might have some degree of follow-up. Most don't. Then you've really got a 5-point framework for your business on how it makes money, how it moves forward, what actually happens in the business end that makes the business money. And if you don't have this nailed on in the right way, you sort of end up screwing yourself a little bit. That's better. Because you're not being effective. So if you think about it with what we're talking about, and I'll give you the 5-point framework that we use, which we get to use for our clients as well. So I want you to think about the scale framework. And the way the scale framework's set up is it's a simple way, but it's a repeatable system that is easy to use, that helps you get rid of a lot of the blind spots and the blocks within the business cycle itself, in and around sales, in and around revenue. And if you're not seeing the revenue that you want to see, there is a high likelihood that it's one of these areas that's completely messed up. I mean, inside of that 5-point framework, it's really easy because then you can break it down into subcategories that actually help you. So whether you're here on Instagram, good morning, nice to see you. Whether you're here on TikTok, good morning, nice to see you. Or whether you're here on StreamYard for Facebook, good morning. YouTube, good morning. Or LinkedIn, good morning. What I want you to be able to work out at the moment is aerial view on the business. If you break it down into these 5 main areas of the framework, so for us, the scale framework, then you want to work out the subcategories within there. And it's not difficult. It's really not. It is so overplayed The problem is a lot of the time people have run out of ways to be able to do this in a way that's actually effective for the business. So what I want to do is give you a bit of an overview on what we're doing, the training that we gave over the next sort of 10 minutes before I go and get on this call. I need to check actually if it is 10 or 10:15. We might have a little bit longer, 2 seconds. But I've got a feeling it's 10. Yes, my call is at 10. So I want you to think of it like this. For your scale framework, and rewrite this around where you are for self. So for your S is source high quality leads. Now, within that, you're going to be able to work out the subcategories. I'm going to break them down a little bit more for you to get a better idea. So if you're TikTok, Insta, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, wherever you are. Okay. The C for scale. I want you to think about this, and we're going to go back through this quickly. Converting the leads into appointments. So you source your high quality leads, you're then converting those leads into high quality appointments. Then once you've got your high quality appointments, you move into A, which is aligning that person and closing the deal. And then they're either a client or you didn't close them, which then leads into L, which is leveraging your follow-up. And then you want to be at the E, and that's expanding your revenue. So reverse engineer, expanding your revenue. My nose is so itchy today. Is far more around referrals, testimonials, introductions, getting more out of each client. Leverage follow-up is about the fact if you didn't manage to close it, how you're going to convert it. Most of the clients that we know will add 20% in revenue on the back of that. Aligning and closing is that sales pitch and presentation, whether that's a combination of intro, discovery, transition, pitch, conversion, close, whatever that will be. The C for converting leads into appointments. That's your appointment setting stage, your triage stage, whichever you're going to class that as. And then that brings us back to the top of your S, which is the sourcing high quality leads. Now, I want to break down this subcategory over the next couple of minutes just to give you context. However you run your business, it's exactly the same. So what could you be doing for sourcing high quality leads? You might be running paid ads. That might be where you're getting your leads. You might be buying third-tier data from a lead generation company and calling them yourself and cold calling them. You might be organically generating them. You might be generating the leads through webinars. You might be doing it through speaking events. How and where are you getting your leads from? That's one area. Now we've got to move into the fact of, okay, now I've got my data, my leads, my source, whatever that's going to be. How are we going to take this big old list and convert those into appointments? I had a conversation with a guy yesterday, brilliant guy. Unfortunately, he's not going to work with us. That's the way life goes. But that's because he's not ready. Like he generated 390 something leads or 323 leads and he converted one. So the S for him is fine. The problem is converting those leads into qualified appointments. Because it's not actually the next stage of your alignment and close. Because you're not getting a high conversion from your leads into converting leads into appointments, you're stuffed. And a lot of people think when you're missing out on sales, it's actually the close part. But a lot of the time, you are not doing the appointment setting or you're not doing the discovery in an aligned way that's actually going to move people forward. It's so important to realize but it's not just at the end of your sale that the mistakes are happening. So let's stay on S for now. And then we might just hop back on later and carry on this on. Morning, Ali. Morning, Katie. Morning, Johnny. Hey, Amado. Hey, James. Hey, Carmel. Hey, Keita. And then if you guys here on Facebook, YouTube, and all that jazz, great to see you too. What we might do is, because I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Right. So what we want to be able to think about is this. Now you've got your data, your leads. How are you going to convert those into appointments? Well, the biggest problem you're probably going to face is why those lead generation cycles fail. So you've probably got volume over quality. That's a big issue. You know, message to market. So your message isn't aimed at the right person. So you're getting loads of names and numbers, but they're just not the right fit. You don't have a system for consistent sourcing. I see this all the time. And then you've got to work out the next stage of it. Is the lead generation going to be from inbound? Is it going to be from outbound? And why? Just because you want inbound doesn't mean you're going to get inbound. So you need to start thinking about it. If I want inbound, paid ads, organic social, SEO, but you're not getting it, you might need to do some outbound for a bit, get the money in, and then you start pumping that money into it. We've got it with a load of solar companies at the moment. They're buying third tier data, hitting the phones to generate revenue, getting to 50K a month. And then what they're going to do once they're at 50K a month is then to put that into paid ads. So it's tiering where they're going. So your S for your source high quality leads might be a temporary part of it until you get to the stage. Excuse me. Oh, that's better. My nose was itching. Until you've got enough revenue to move into paid ads. And then you start moving into the quality over the quantity. Lead scoring, looking at your ideal avatar, getting your pre-qualification done. Then you start need to look into a little bit more about what the channels are going to be for these high quality leads. Are you going to look at paid ads, targeted ads, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn? Are you going to start doing it through referrals? Great, but it does give you enough. Maybe you're going to have partnerships. Maybe you're going to speak it on stages. You've got to really start working this out. And if you haven't got this first part aligned in the right way and it's not generating you enough leads, get some focus and attention or get some help. Because you've got to work out a plan. Because everything's downstream from where that part of sourcing high quality leads comes into it. Morning, Oscar. Morning, Ninja. Morning, Amber. So whether you're here on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, I want you to think about this. How are you sourcing those high quality leads? Here's an action step for you. 1, write down the 3 sources where the best leads have come from this year. 2, identify a new channel that you can either test this month or move towards with an aligned goal. 3, create a 1-sentence hook you can use to attract your clients. And that's your ideal client. We've got 3 minutes and I want to jump into it. So if this is helpful for you, keep your eyes, set your notifications on from when we're going to be back onto this, because actually we can go through the rest of this later. I'm hopping onto some client calls. But the person I'm going to have a call with at 10 looks like they might have just paid, so they don't need to have a call with me. I've just got a notification. So we might actually end up leaving this and then coming back on in 15 minutes time because they might not need my call. Which, if that's the case, will carry on this scale framework for you guys as well. But I want you to think about this as well. Go back through that stage. Source high quality leads. Convert leads into appointments. Align and close people. If that doesn't work, leverage for follow-up. Then expanding your revenue. Out of those 5 at the moment, what is going on with your business? Where is the flaw? As a business owner, you should know. And if you don't know, get someone who can help. Doesn't mean you have to work with me. Just to be really clear. You'd be good to. But you want to be at the stage that you're really thinking about it. I put this blooming restriction app on my phone again. But locks out the socials, which is great until you're trying to be live. So think about it like this. Where's our bottleneck? Do I have too many leads at the moment or not enough? Okay, that needs to be our focus. How many appointments do I have on my diary right now? Look at your calendar. What's that? If you don't have enough appointments, is that because you're not converting enough leads? Or you don't have enough leads? What's the problem? If you're not converting enough deals, is that because you don't have enough appointments? Is it because your appointments suck? Is it because they don't show up? Your no-show's too high. Your cancellation's too high. Are you following up? Do you have any degree of a follow-up? And then expanding the network. The final part of that is, how are you getting? How many referrals, introductions, testimonials have you had in the last 90 days? How many deals, how much revenue is that actually brought in? I've had one client give me 9 referrals in the last 3 months. So then instead of having fruit, then that's actually having a far better plan, because that one lead, because done such a good job, is actually moving things forward as well. Right. I'm going to jump off because I'm going to go and do these calls, but I might well be back on in a minute. So if I am back on in a minute, happy days. And that'll be because the guy's paid. But I need to go and double check. So guys, I'll see you later. Tune in for the next one. See you later, TikTok. And then you guys. See you later.